The next 10 minutes were going to be the weirdest, most surreal, and unbelievable time up to that point in my young life. And if I hadn't been in weirder and stranger events later, I don't know that I would actually believe this one. Um, I would have chalked it up to a bad trip or a psychotic episode and just been like, that was a waking nightmare, then I must be mistaken and crazy. And obviously, if other people weren't there with me. So, anyway, as we started to follow the Oma down the walkway, to the docks or the fish stalls, and basically where that locker was, where everything was happening. The LT pulled me aside for a second and tells me he wants me to lead because he's basically intel and data, and he hasn't done any real field work since OCS. And I'm thinking, sweet Jesus. We had just seen aliens like right before we deployed. I was like, this guy is Lieutenant Gorman, and we are truly in a world of hurt. So I tell the guys, who've been, they're not saying much because they're just bracing against the wind and the spray. And we're in single file, following the OMA, like I said. And all I'm really hearing from them is a few curses and that. But I hear Pete muttering about how we're all going to drown probably, and he wishes he had gone with the battalion to the Philippines. And I hear Joe, yell out, call him a slackjaw wuss. And everything, and the boys are laughing because boys will be boys. So at this point, I'm like, listen up, okay. LT when we get down here is going to hang, check in with the locals, coordinate stuff, and be back, okay. And I want you drive. I told the driver I want him staying with the LT, which he looked at me kind of grateful. Again, this isn't his cup of tea either. And I said, the rest of the guys, you're on me when we get down here. So just pay attention, try not to fall off and get blown into the water, because that water's coming up hard right now under the docks, and it's getting ready to flood. And I'm thinking, Pete's probably right. We're kind of screwed. Anyway, we reach where we need to be in short order. And there's like 6 local cops there, which I'm happy to see. They have a ton of lights, including a halogen one, because all we have is our crappy field flashlights. The medic was there and the unhurt fisherman. So anyway, it was basically now it's time to open the gates of hell and see what happens.